Right, welcome to Humpdays.
Welcome back, Humpers. Jay-Z's full narcissistic display of money and abuse of power is the beginning of the downfall of Beyonce.
That is so true, because like you're generally just seeing like how brands operate, and people aren't into brands anymore; they're into personalities. And this is like the biggest brand doing the biggest flex at the Grammys. Like, Beyonce did not deserve to win Album of the Year. Like, she wrote a gimmicky album.
With one hit.
Yeah, it had one hit on it. You had Texas Hold'em that people eventually just had no time for because they're too busy having a brat summer, spending all their future earnings on Taylor Swift tickets while singing Sabrina Carpenter's songs and dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Yes.
That was a mouthful. I got it out.
Did you know it took her 72 writers to write this album?
72.
Yeah. To put this into context, the last 3 Album of the Year winners, like Harry Styles and Taylor Swift, they had 5 songwriters, okay? Billie Elish had 2.
Billie Elish just had her brother. Yeah, that's right.
And this includes them.
Yeah.
So 72 writers for This Ain't Texas. Ain't no hold'em. Play your cards down, 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 down. Down is said 4 times. That's 4 words. That takes up half the song.
That's 72 songwriters took that brilliant line. It's an album of the year. It's a gimmicky album of the year. Nobody had time for it. Nobody listened to it. It's just, this was just an example of like Jay-Z's massive flex towards like Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Because like if you see what the Grammys are, and like the fact that they act surprised whenever she'd win. It's like, come on. Like Jay-Z, if you guys don't know, Jay-Z, the year before, he won some like award that they just give to people so they show up.
It's a cool award. It's the Black Grammy.
We call it the Black Grammy.
Well, it is. It's the one that they have the different color for. It's kind of cool. Chic. And Alicia Keys won this year. But he won last year, and he used his platform to whine like a little baby about his wife.
Yeah, why hasn't Beyonce, she's won the most Grammys of all time, but why hasn't she won Album of the Year? It's like, well, maybe because she doesn't make albums. She just has 1 or 2 hits on her albums. It's just like, and she has 72 songwriters. It's just like, well, other people just collaborate with other artists and like come up with like something meaningful and important.
Yeah.
It's like, you're a gimmick.
Yeah. Country Album of the Year blows my mind. Country Album of the Year blows my mind. Because, like, who's in the running, right? We have Post Malone. And I think Post Malone is the most similar comparison to what Beyonce has done because he also transferred over into another genre. Mm-hmm. And he is so much, he brought in the top country performers and tried to elevate them with his influence, right?
Yeah.
And do something for these guys and wrote genuine, fun yet meaningful and deep.
Yes.
Being the key pieces. Mm-hmm. You can't, Beyonce just like, he wrote a new song with Dolly Parton.
Yeah, that's cool.
Brought her back.
That's cool.
Beyonce ripped off Dolly Parton and tried to take Jolene, her biggest hit. Yeah. She's like, I'm going to perform Jolene and help you. Like, I don't know. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that album just, it accomplished what she was trying to do, which is bring country to a new audience. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I feel Post Malone did. What Beyonce did was steal a genre for herself. I don't think she was trying to elevate. She's never trying to elevate anyone.
She's not. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Well, like that's 2 really good points actually. Well, it's like with Post Malone, it's like country fans would listen to Post Malone because he did embody like what country's about. He made it fun and he had some meaningful songs. So it's either it's a fun country song or it's like some personal meaning behind it.
Like, you know that he hung out with, you know, Luke Combs.
Yeah,
and had a few beers and then wrote a song about beers. But really, it's about more than that. Like, yeah, like Beyonce's never elevating anyone else.
No.
She's never.
That is such a good point. Oh, man. Because, yeah, if you think about it, like, well, even like with Chaperone, who also had an amazing album. Like, that was my favorite album. Like, I'm showing my bias here. Like, I love Chaperone. Like,
we saw her at ACL. It was a record-breaking turnout.
Yeah, a record-breaking turnout for ACL and Lollapalooza, 2 festivals that have been going on for really strong festivals where like festivals are dying out, and it's just like
And she's bringing it back.
She's bringing it
she
back.
Took the noon slot and broke records both times. Like, it's crazy. That was a life-changing experience.
That was.
Honestly, it was a fantastic concert, and she's a fantastic artist. Well deserved that she won New Artist of the Year.
She won New Artist of the Year.
That was an album. It's a well-rounded album. It transports you into this world of this rock star, cool lesbian who's trying to like make it, and kind of, I don't know, it's like very glamorous, glitzy, like it's a character. Kind of transports you into another world. That was also a really great album. Like, we're talking about an album that's well-rounded, not an album that's just like gimmicky. She
didn't have 72 songwriters, and like that's the point you're making with like giving back. Like with Chappell Roan, it's like she's like this generation's Lady Gaga, and Lady Gaga was the past generation's Madonna,
right.
And Madonna was the past generation's Cher. So it's just like you can see the influence going forward, but like Beyonce is just like, who's been influenced by Beyonce? Who has Beyonce actually helped out?
Yeah, who has she passed the baton to?
Like Taylor Swift gets a lot of hate, but it's like she's helped a lot of artists, even though like she's kind of beefing with Olivia Rodrigo. She
elevated Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, exactly. She did elevate her, so it's like they are kind of arguing over whether or not you rip off my song, but it's just
all
like
this lawsuits of
exactly. But it's just like she still helps. It's just like there's a little bit of drama.
We have a video on that, by the way.
If you want to
check it out.
But it's just like you can see the influence that she's having. Like it's just people are influenced by it because she writes these songs that are meaningful. And it's just with Beyonce, you don't really see that. Like she's kind of like in her own little brand world.
I don't know if she has any friends.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know if she even cares to listen to anyone else. It feels like she's kind of trapped in a tower by Jay-Z.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And brought out selectively. She never does any interviews. I don't think she'll ever do a podcast. Like, she won't. What will she say?
Yeah. It's like that's a good point, because that's where we're headed now. It's just like people aren't into brands anymore.
Yeah.
Like people are into personalities. So before, it's just like the brand Rolling Stone. It meant something to get on it. It meant something to, get and be in the New York Times or something like that. No one cares about these brands. It's like people care about personalities. People care if you go on like their favorite like podcasts or like their favorite shows they want to watch. It's not like the news anymore. It's like people find their news from a personality.
Yeah.
People find their talking points of people they follow on TikTok, where it's like, I like this person's take. It's not like this brand's take.
Yeah.
Like she can get all the write-ups she wants from Rolling Stone or from Variety.
Yeah.
Or even Vanity Fair. She can do like a whole cover shoot for it where she's sitting on a horse, but like more people are interested in Chappell Roan, those TikToks of her like writing HOTTOGO, or it's just like,
and her genuine, authentic connection with her audience.
Yeah, and like same with like even Billie Eilish as well.
Swift.
You showed me a cool one with Charlie XCX where she was writing a song with her fans.
Yeah, that's right. That was really cool. She got her fans to submit different, like live on a live. She was like live creating and producing this song. Like that's a brilliant artist right there as well. Charlie XCX's album was an album. It also told a story. It was very relatable. It felt like it was from the heart of basically, I mean, in general, like a party girl who is in her 30s, and that kind of time where you are wanting to maybe have kids or keep your career going. And it's just very like, it tells a story. It's well-rounded. You go through this life, like just like I think Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess. And
oh, for sure.
And even Billie Eilish's album was just, it takes you through something and you want to listen to the whole thing. Beyonce, I had to pause again, start. It was awful.
It's not an album. It's just, it's a gimmicky country album. And she's saying like, it doesn't cross genres because you're not getting country fans listening to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you cross genres when you get those fans listening to your music.
Yes.
Like you don't have country fans listening to Cowboy Carter.
I want to know how many streams they're counting from Tidal, okay? When it comes to this award. Tidal is owned by Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows what it is, but it was, I don't know, 10 years ago it became a thing that he tried to make the new Spotify, and it's still around. I don't know. But yeah, it was supposed to be like better quality streaming, but I want to know how many he has single-handedly promoted through Tidal.
Yeah, they lied about the numbers.
Yeah, but it's not even based on streams anymore, which is the key issue. Like it's not about streams. It's about because that's the problem here, and that's what this win really reveals. Because like even something like Shabuzi, like his, everybody at the bar getting tipsy, that is, a great Black artist. He created a real country song. A country song that it brought everyone together. My white uncle, who's like a, Trumper, and then, the liberal down the street, brought everyone together. It was very of our time.
Yeah.
It was very, I think country is making a comeback because of how it balances out something that seems kind of fun and simple, but it's really speaking to something deep, like that song.
Personal and deep.
Well, I think that's just a universal song about why we're going to the bar, and it has a bit of this perfect amount of somber tone to it and happiness to it, and it just speaks to like the recession. Like we're in a recession, and it brings that kind of cool thing. So just like Chapel Roan brings a bit of a escapism element, and something like that streamed so much, charted so much, that it would have been great for him to get something like Country Album of the Year. His performance was great, simple, laid back. Beyonce just really, she just gives like this pretentious award energy, and that's like why award shows aren't doing well, because like it's not based on streams, it's not based on pure popularity. If the Golden Globes were based on pure popularity, people would be listening in. People aren't listening to this stuff anymore, and they don't care, because they know it's just a bunch of people going to the highest bidder, and it's about the art. Like people are always saying that Beyonce's album is like about the art. It's making a statement about, Black artists being left behind in country. It's like, then give it to the actual popular Black country artist Shabuzi, don't give it to her, because I don't know. Anyway, it's just so pretentious, that thought process. It's like, I get it, but this is why like comedy is popular comedy is never, movies are never awarded a Golden Globe, right? Like, and it's just silly. It makes a general public not want to do it. If this exclusive club is just like, who's the best artist in our opinion as the wealthy whatever who are begging, the wealthy people in the Capitol who are begging all of you in the Hunger Games to support all of these charities this entire night. Like, I don't know. Oh,
that's a good point. It's just like it took Beyonce to knock down the door for Black country artists. It's like, Lil Nas did it. He was gay. The guy from Hootie and the Blowfish did it. Darius Tucker. Yeah. It's just like everyone loves that
Darius
song.
Rucker or
Darius Tucker.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
The rock me, mama like a wagon wheel. Yeah, he's Black.
Yeah, but I thought his name was Darius Rucker?
Darius Rucker. I know from Hootie and the Blowfish. Sorry, but like I know I love Hootie and the Blowfish. Darius Rucker.
Right. But he broke through.
He did break through. So it's not like it's an exclusive club only for. It's just like, but he was good. It meant something. Like he's a good country artist, and he actually has a display at the country museum. What's it called? We went to the museum in Nashville.
The
country museum. We'll just call it. Yeah, the country music. Like he has a display there. Like it's not like they don't acknowledge Black artists. Just like if you want to do it and it means something, they'll let you in.
Yeah.
If you do it like from the heart, because like if you go to Nashville, they're gonna blast that Shabuzi song. Like if you go to Nashville, they're gonna blast that song. But something about Cowboy Carter felt gimmicky, and like the country community rejected it.
Yes.
So it's like it's not like you're knocking down like barriers. It's just like you are the barrier.
Yeah.
You are literally the barrier. Like if you look at just take a step back and just look what happened at the Grammys.
Yes.
So your husband just sit back and just like take a look back at what happened at the Grammys. So a year earlier, your husband whines.
Yes.
You had your husband whine on stage.
Because you don't have enough Grammys.
Because you don't have enough Grammys. You don't have. There's one that you're missing. You've got the most Grammys, but there's one that you're missing, and like that's a problem. You're racist. Yeah. We just giving you more Grammys than the Beatles, Taylor Swift, like every Michael Jackson, like everybody. You have more than all of them, but you're missing one on the mantle.
And isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? So this year, they sit you in the middle next to Taylor Swift. She's a little behind you. You have better spots than everybody. Yeah. You're sat there. You're at a table for 4, but there's an empty seat, and you're at the only table with the bodyguard. Like you're some kind of like this VIP flex, so no one can come talk to you. Like you're so filled with like this self-importance.
It was just their family too. It was
just
her,
their family.
The bodyguard, Blue Ivy, and Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, empty chair, just to give some more space. Let you know how important we are that we can have an empty chair.
Right in the
Plus
front.
the bodyguard, only people with the bodyguard. So you can just flex on everyone like, no, we're VIP. You can't come talk to us.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, like next to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Not only that, like, I think this is just a flex on Taylor Swift. This
Yes.
whole award show is a flex on Taylor Swift.
Yes, who went home empty-handed.
Went home empty-handed, probably on purpose because of Jay-Z. For the first time. Flex on Taylor Swift. And then also you get Taylor Swift handing you the award for Best Country Album, which is an award Taylor Swift first won. Mm-hmm. Gets her to hand it to her because Beyonce's about to go on a world tour as well.
Yes.
And you know Beyonce and Jay-Z want to break those Taylor Swift records.
Yes.
They've postponed the ticket sales so far because they had the California fires, which is like that's huge. Like that's like huge for ticket sales. Like that's the first one that's going to go on sale. And they're going to see like what records she breaks because that'll depend on what they can do for all the other demographics as well. So they postponed that because of the California fires. They didn't want the ticket sales to look bad.
Yeah.
They didn't want them to look bad.
Yeah.
And then you have Taylor Swift coming out, handing you an award, going home empty-handed, but Taylor Swift handled it beautifully because we're talking about this is no longer, we're not into brands anymore, we're into personality. And Taylor Swift knows that as well. So if you see the videos, Taylor Swift's dancing to Charlie XCX.
Dancing to everyone.
Dancing to everyone, having a good time, drinking wine.
Yeah.
She's having a great time. She's not being stuffy or like acting surprised. Beyonce, I won? I was such an underdog. Were you?
Exactly.
Were you an underdog? Like, you were surprised.
What?
Yeah, you won every category because your husband complained. You have a bodyguard behind you. You have the best seats in the house. They literally catered to. They bent the knee. They kissed Jay-Z's ring because he's the new Don of the music industry because Puff Daddy's out of there.
Yeah.
It's just like, fine, Jay-Z, you're the new Don. You're like the last emperor of Rome. You're the emperor of a crumbling empire.
Yeah.
Here you go. You get the award that you're missing on the mantle while everyone else is eventually going to surpass you guys. Because your lawsuits are coming out and it's about to hit hard. And who knows how Beyonce is going to be after that. Because she's just been used to men just controlling her. Like she had her dad raise her from 12 years old, organizing her music career, being in charge of everything. Her mom being in charge of everything she wears. And then they handed her off to Jay-Z when she was 16 almost.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of groomed her into being this country star. And she talks about how it's... I'm doing this for the black community. Then why are you becoming to like a blonde white woman? Yeah. It's just like look at like.
You are the palest and blondest you've ever looked.
And it's just like, what is, we talk about like Kanye West. Yes, like he's controlling that woman. Like it looks bad. But also it's like Jay-Z's controlling you. Yeah. Like you're not allowed to have a friend at your table. He'd rather be an empty seat than them bring a friend into your orbit.
Yeah. She doesn't have any friends.
She doesn't have any friends. Whereas, like, you know, Taylor Swift, you could be like,
she collects friends.
She collects friends. Like, yeah.
She collects friends. Noticeably, Blake Lively was not.
Yeah, Blake Lively was not
at the Grammys this year. But yeah, she had her new friends that she was dancing with for sure. The Cynthia Erivo and the girl from Substance. Is it Mallory? Something like that. She collects them strategically.
And that was like, and she's a nepo baby. Like speaking of nepo babies, the girl from the Substance, her mom is an actress, Andie MacDowell, which is like, I don't have a problem with nepo babies in Hollywood if like they're actors. Yeah, because then they get to like avoid all the creepy. If they're good. Yeah, like that's the one where it's just like you
Miley.
But music you have to be good. Like acting, you kind of fake and get like a one-liner here or there, or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
But like it's like with music, it's like you have to be good. But
you can
like
fake being good, you can hire 75.
I think with her, like I think she did a phenomenal job in the Substance. Like she's been in.
She's good. There are nepo babies that aren't good, and then there are nepo babies that are really good.
But like navigating Hollywood, like she's a nepo baby. Maya Hawke, she's a nepo baby with Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's her daughter, but she's a good actress as well. Like the girl from the Substance, I'm blanking on her name, but she was in a She was in a Tarantino movie. She was like, but she's good, and I don't have a problem with that because they get to like sidestep these creepy Hollywood producers like your Weinsteins or like now your Jay-Z's.
Yeah.
So they don't have to deal with that stuff. And it's just like, and Neville babies, like they don't have to go through those like weird humiliation rituals.
Yeah.
But it's like Will Smith's kid, like you saw what he came in with. It's just like, yo, bro, like your dad's Will Smith. Like you don't have to like voluntarily do a humiliation ritual. It's just like that's what it looked like Will Smith's kid was doing. It's just like, oh no, please put me in a movie. I'll humiliate myself. Look, I'll do whatever you say.
That's what Happy just did. So that's a desperate for attention move.
Yeah.
No.
I'll do whatever you tell me.
It's like he's the embodiment of like the generation that works really, really like hard. They pass on, the next generation, they get to ski, and then the next generation is like doing anything they can to get attention. Like, like they don't have to worry about money. They don't have to worry about fame, really. They just kind of have it, but they have to just, I don't know. I guess they have to just worry about fame even more. When you have money, that's the next thing that you worry about.
Yeah, that is kind of odd. It's like, it seems like that's like that's what happens when you always tell your kids they're perfect and they can do nothing wrong. Where it's just like, like I would definitely roast my child if he came out with a house on it. Like, you're not going out of the house like that.
It's so odd,
especially Will Smith, because he was given the award to Quincy Jones, who's like a famous music producer that's helped out like Will Smith. Well, he's helped out Will Smith, Prince. He did Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like it's just this, and like Will Smith was low key trying to redo his brand, and it's just like, your kid's kind of like Looney Tunes over there. But it's cute. It's cute. Like, not crapping on his kids. Like, they're probably great kids. And he's probably a great dad. Like, he's probably a fun dad. Like, their mom's kind of like Looney Tunes. But it's just like, what can you do? It's just like...
People were saying, I wonder if he's bald under there like his mom. And I think it's interesting that Willow Smith, who looked amazing, by the way, she was, nominated. And he decides to wear that. I'm like... kind of like, support your sister. Why are you taking the attention away from your sister? Unless they're in it together, I don't know. But yeah, that was bizarre. But Miley had an issue with Jay-Z too, where she didn't she was stood up to him a bit, you said, right? When she was starting out.
Miley?
You said something about her being thrown out a window or something.
Oh, no, Rihanna. So like,
Rihanna.
With Jay-Z's bully. Like Jay-Z is a bully. So it's like, now that we're seeing like how things work behind the scenes, like this whole Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds thing, as if they're the only ones to do that stuff, like in the music industry. Like Rihanna had an interview, like when she was young, she said, yeah, when I went to go sign with Jay-Z, he said like, yeah, these usually go two ways. Either you sign or you get dangled over the balcony.
Yeah.
So it's just like as if he hasn't like as he's gotten more and more power in the industry, as if he hasn't continued those ways.
Yeah.
Where he's threatened people behind the scenes, because like he has connections with the Super Bowl. That's how he got Kendrick Lamar a spot there. He tried to get 50 Cent out of the Super Bowl in LA because he doesn't like 50 Cent. So he tried to get
speaks out against
because he had a bit of a diss track against him once, and then but Eminem went to bat. He's like, okay, well if 50's not there, then I'm not going to be there. So then 50 got in there.
Yeah.
That's been well documented. So there's like he's a little girl behind the scenes. Like Jay-Z is a little girl behind the scenes. Like it's like that's what you are. Everyone has to kiss your ring. And it was like kind of cute, like what Taylor Swift did at the Grammys when she won Album of the Year. It was like this little
when
cute.
Beyonce did, yeah.
When Beyonce won Album of the Year, I liked how Taylor was just like kind of cheers to him. It was like kind of like how like one of those high-end auctions. Yeah. It's like those high-end auctions where it's just like someone richer than you outbids you. And it's like, all right, I guess you wanted it more than me. Here you go. Cheers.
Like, she leans over around the bodyguard.
Yeah,
like,
cheers. Yeah.
She's kissing the ring of
like,
the new mob boss.
All right, there 100%. You go. You wanted it more than I did. You paid for it.
Yeah.
It's just like, that is too rich for my blood. That's what it was. It was like, I guess
I'm good this year.
Yeah, I'm good this year.
I made $1 billion off of my concert.
Yeah.
What did Beyonce make again?
You can have Album of the Year. Beyonce will never break my attendance records. Nobody will. Like no one will ever break these tour records. And that's what's important, because she gave people memories that, like, I think everyone that went to that Eras tour, that's like something you'll always say. It's just like, even when you have kids, like, yeah, I went to the Eras tour.
Yeah.
And like, and same with Chaperones. Like, I was in those crowds when she first started out. I was in like those crowds, or I remember the Espresso all summer. That's all everyone was ever singing.
Yeah.
And I remember the Charlie XCX. That was cool. Charlie XCX was cool because then she just came out with like different like collabs with her songs. Like she did the cool one with Billie Elish. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of personalities coming out, and then now like Beyonce is just this brand. And if
it
Jay-Z,
seems very old school.
it seems very old school, and I think that's gonna die. And everyone's done kissing the ring. I think it's like Billie Elish was crying because she didn't win, because like people are crapping on her for that. It's like very narcissistic, but it's just like, I mean, it's just her and her brother, and she put her heart and soul into that. Like, it was a very good album.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
it really was.
she is an artist. Like, she's very good. So
I think also it was really interesting how Beyonce, her table, like, she brought her daughter up on the stage like a freaking prop.
Like an accessory, yeah.
The entire, I think you're right that it just feels like so transparent. Now it's so clear, it's so obvious. The comments online certainly are saying so. Like, what? Everyone's like, what? And everyone was even like, what about her being Billboard top artist? Because it's not up to do with streams, not to do with ticket sales. What is it to do with? It's just a decision based on, and they kept saying that because The Weeknd did a whole thing about needing the transparency of how the awards are being decided. So like every time they're just like decided by the 4,000 individuals that represent the Academy, like
13,000,
whatever it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and this is why it was decided. And it's like, no, be actually transparent. Be like, look, here's a chart. Beyonce had this many streams, this many hits, this many charting things, and it creates a calculation. Like, we have algorithms that know that, we were engaged, before we told our friends. Like, I think we can figure out some kind of fair algorithm to get the proper artists in the right, seats here. I mean, it's just so transparently about Jay-Z trying to cover his tracks for all of this explosive stuff. But we're like, you were your best friends. R. Diddy.
R. Kelly. Harvey Weinstein. You're tight with these guys.
Like, these are all guys that you have, cuddling, being like, my guy, he has the best parties. Like, these are all on record.
Yeah.
So what do they think they're convincing?
Yeah.
So that's why it just felt so obvious. And you know what? I know that we're going to get a lot of hate about Beyonce, and I'm not saying she's not talented.
No, she can sing.
She is talented. She can sing. She can dance.
She can't write her own songs. She needs 72 people to write a country song.
But she's not the top artist right now.
Yeah.
Even Gaga is like, I know I'm not the top one right now, and I'm happy, and I'm good with where I'm at. I'm always invited, and, maybe she'll get a top hit here and there in the future, but she's happy being someone who paved the path. Why does Beyonce need to cling to it? Because we need to have something that we care about, right? Yeah. We don't care about if Jay-Z goes to jail. No one does.
They're screwed. That's why they need to be on top, is because there's so many industries depending on their money. Yeah. So it's just like he's in with the NFL if he's in with the music industry, Beyonce. So there's not many people that can make money. Beyonce, that's why this tour is very important. Because if they find out that Beyonce can't make the money, because that's his industry now. His industry is Beyonce. Yeah. So that's what, like, that's
before
my value.
Before it becomes Blue Ivy.
So like with Diddy, like, he doesn't have anyone under his label anymore. So he's expendable. Yeah. That's why he got. Yeah. Because he doesn't have Usher anymore. Yeah. He doesn't have Justin Bieber anymore. He's not they all sold their catalog, so he's not making money off everyone. So it's like, okay, well, let's go after him. Yeah. Beyonce is all that Jay-Z has. That's his meal ticket. That's his ticket out of jail. That's his do not go to jail, like, get a jail free card. That's what he has. So like, this tour is gonna, like, we're gonna figure out whether or not Jay-Z's gonna go down. Because if those ticket sales aren't a lot, if she can't produce $1 billion like Taylor Swift, he's expendable. Because it's a bad look. Because it was just a breadcrumb that came out, just one allegation. But they're saying there's over 1,200 people that came out, and over 100 are like viable. Like, we're not going to release it yet, but there's so far one.
They're looking into it.
So if you can't make the NFL money, that's a black eye on them. The music industry, you just bullied them. You just bullied 13,000 people. Yeah. So they're not going to be happy about it. The integrity of the Grammys The integrity of the Grammys just got hit.
Yeah.
It's not only that, but your boys with Kendrick Lamar. You're the one pushing this Kendrick Lamar Drake thing behind the scenes, which is also true. He's the one that's pushing this. He's the one that got Kendrick Lamar's spot at the Super Bowl. And Drake has given us like 10 summers of hits. Like he's been the soundtrack to at least 10 summers.
Yeah.
And now you basically just said to Drake, you're not welcoming anymore. Because the irony of everyone in that audience singing A minor, because like if you don't know, what you probably do, Kendrick Lamar's biggest hit is Not Like Us, where he basically accuses Drake of liking underage girls. And he sings that song where the crowd sings A minor in front of Jay-Z, who's accused of doing something with a 14-year-old girl, and multiple others. You have in front of Dr. Dre, who's impregnated a 16-year-old girl. Like and now that award you're talking about, that award, the Black Grammy, that's called the Dr. Dre Award. Like, it's like the irony of this is just like, and then you had Kendrick Lamar who's on camera beating up a girl.
Yeah.
So it's just like the irony of this all, of just like these hypocrites.
Yeah.
So it's just the black eye is like, you have to be the one to go, because they're not going to go after They're not going to go after Dr. Dre, because Dr. Dre still makes beats for these people. He's a hit maker. He can make someone.
Yeah.
But they don't make anybody. They're just their brand.
They get made.
They're the ones that are just made, and you have to go and kiss the ring, and eventually people are going to stop wanting to kiss that ring. Like, I am sick and tired of this. I'm tired of getting bullied. Ryan Reynolds is going down. Then someone else is coming. Like, now we're just like, this is like, you guys don't have a personality. We're in the era of the personality. You don't have a personality. You're just bullies behind the scene. You just bullied 13,000 people to give your wife a country album and album of the year.
So she could collect them all.
She's got them all.
She's got one of each.
She's got all the Pokemon now. Now you guys are gonna go down, down.
I think Miley was giving us a little bit of a quick little insight into that when she got up and she was like, you know, all the nominees, Kendrick Lamar ended up winning, but right before she announced that, she said, I even if it isn't you, Beyonce, I'm just gonna say it is. And it's like, it kind of was. Because it was Kendrick. So it was like, and you could tell that Kendrick was like a little bit like, oh, why'd she say that? You know? But I'm like, I think Miley Cyrus is not afraid.
No.
She's a Nepo baby. Fame doesn't mean the same thing to her.
Yeah.
And she's not looking to be in the top power seats. So she's just able to sit there and be like, yeah. And I thank Beyonce again. And Beyonce, if it's not you, I'm just going to say it is, because you probably bought it. And then, oh, it's Kendrick. Okay, well, you guys bought that too.
Yeah, you guys bought it for Kendrick.
Yeah. or he's part of your club.
Yeah, he's part of your club.
So he's getting rewarded.
That's the one you're allowed to not lose, so you can't. So that was probably them thinking, okay, it won't look like we totally bought it, because we'll give one to Kendrick.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100% is what it was. And I think that Miley was teasing them, because Kendrick looked pissed after what she said. I don't know. I think she's a little cheeky.
Yeah.
And she's not afraid.
No, she's not afraid.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. No, it's true. It was like very clear. And I think that that's what the Grammys was this year. It was a lot of fun to watch. I liked a lot of the performances, but it was clear, you know, it was palatable in the room that there was like, no, those were some really solid contenders this year for album of the year. And Beyonce, you're talented. Yeah. You were you have changed the industry, but you are not changing it right now. Mm-hmm. You're not a leading game changer.
No, and you haven't brought up anybody else.
In 2024.
You've been around for 20 years. Yeah. You've been around for 20 years, 20 plus years. Probably 1999 is probably when she broke in with Destiny's Child. And you have not helped any other artist. You haven't influenced anybody else. There's no one that says like, oh, I remember listening to Beyonce's records and then I wanted to become an artist. No one
they all say that.
They thank her. I like to thank Beyonce.
Right.
But not why.
Yeah, they never say why. That's so true. They never say why.
They never say why. They're too scared. Like, I like to thank Beyonce because I want my career still. I gotta kiss that ring.
It's true. So, she has been, you're right. That is probably the one way that she has been an independent woman. Yeah. The one way is that she hasn't helped anyone, but she certainly has not been independently made. No. She has been manufactured by a ton of men. And controlled by a ton of men.
Just been very controlled.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think. Is that good? Yeah.
Like, what about, do you guys agree? Like, are we going crazy here, or is this real? Like, you know, this is why people aren't caring about watching the Grammys anymore, because it feels fake. Like, am I right? Yeah. Bethany Frankel thinks so. You know, and don't forget to subscribe. We're so grateful for everyone who joins. We call you guys Humpers, and you know, yeah, Peace. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Days. Love you.